And also recently there's been a lot of uproar on social media when it comes to retinol and how random influencers keep talking about that without a doctor's prescription. First, what is retinol and do we need doctor's prescription for that?
So you have retinol and tretinoin. I have a nice blog up on this one somewhere in Chosen's too. So the tretinoin is the prescription part. Retinol is the not for prescription, but what we call as OTC, over the counter. You can just pick it off the internet or you can pick it over the counter. And that's a slightly more easier version, more comfortable to use without a prescription. It is without a prescription. The influencers that are talking about the product, mostly the problem is when they're talking about tretinoin, which is difficult to get people accustomed to or to start as a protocol, to come out of the protocol, which definitely needs a derm care.
Okay.
Retinol is commonplace and it's one of the most important anti-aging products, ingredients out there. While I still feel that pigment reducing treatments or pigment reducing creams like tranexamic acid are higher or equal to retinol, retinol is probably the biggest deal when it comes to anti-aging for Caucasian skin.
Okay.
So that still is there, the retinol wave keeps coming in and you can actually see very good improvements with retinol itself.
Okay.
So what retinol, how much percentage, all of that entirely depends upon how the formulation sits. There's no clear percentage that wins here. It depends upon how well you're able to use it.
Okay.
To summarize this or to put it very simply, the learning curve for retinol is high.
Okay.
If you are flaking and the skin barrier is upset, and if you do not know when to stop, you could end up damaging it way more. Yes. So retinol has a way in which it prepares or it works on the skin. And if you do not know which stage and where you are in and how you have to be handheld and guided for a little bit, or you have to have very high knowledge about your skin, be able to listen to your skin, even retinol is best had by guidance.
Okay.
Tretinoin is a far more temperamental, difficult to control fellow, best handled by dermatologists.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What is IV therapy?
So you have intravenous infusions of a number of antioxidants. Most commonly spoken about one is glutathione. I would call that as one of the most promising, but one of the most difficult to customize kind of treatments.
Okay.
It works differently for different folks. We are one of the few clinics, or maybe the one clinic that actually does look at skin melanin indices when simultaneously giving glutathione injections, right? Now, what happens is, what we've learned also is that the dose requirement for different individuals is different. Think of it as, let's say my cup is half full, literally, right? And then if I'm trying to add more glutathione in here, I will only get the improvement for this.
Correct.
But if people are expecting the whitening that happens from this, it won't happen because I already have this level of... Yeah.
That is because of the melanin we have.
The glutathione reserves that the body already has.
Okay, got it.
So I've observed that the best results happen when people have a lot of oxidation damage. If you don't have the oxidation damage, you won't see a thing. And if you already have a lot of oxidation damage, you're going to take many more treatments as compared to somebody who has less.
Okay.
And most of the times that people come into this whitening clinics where they're doing glutathione, they're also putting a lot of bleaching agents on the skin, which like hydroquinone and stuff like that. Sometimes people outright are given steroids as well on the skin. So people usually connect everything together. Glutathione per se, I feel, will be a great drug. It's a great drug. Many derms use it for conditions where we see a lot of oxidation damage, like our pigmentation conditions that happen with hair dye use. I think there's a whole potential for it to be used in a different way.
Okay. Yeah. And how long does the effect stay on us?
It depends upon the individuals. For some people, the maintenance is what we do at like once every 3 months even. During we saw people didn't come in for maintenance at all, but they were still able to maintain the results because everybody was indoors.
Okay.
There's a lot depends upon who the person exposomes has.
Yes. I love that. I'm just going to research on that. It's so exciting.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's just fascinating. It's like, oh my God, these are the factors that can actually impact this, influence this. You can reach your optimal health, optimal mindset. Yeah. It's crazy.
And it's going to be because now knowledge and information is easy to share.
Yeah.
It's going to be available for everybody. And then that's true empowerment.
Yeah, that is true.
It probably was around, like people identified that cigarette smoking causes cancer. That's a classic example of exposome science. But to coin the especially to coin the term and to actually say that it's not just one factor, but there are multiple factors which make an impact on who gets to have the cancer and who doesn't, who escapes it. All of that is relatively recent because we have better data processing these days.
Correct.
And we have more access to
research and data, all of that.
Exactly.
Okay.